we are going into further details about taking up this art titled as the art of deathless eternal living. It's a technique of living in supreme consciousness 24 by 7. When a human being knows this or not, the humanity at large realizes this or not, there exists a different dimension altogether. What is that dimension? As I had stated earlier, it's a dimension between deep sleep state existence and the thoughtful, feelingful waking state or a dream state. Both these states, these two states have an observer separately, isolatedly. The humanity has not probed into the locus standi of this separate observer in us. That is why it is just like an infection. Ego has become a contagious affliction. The moment a kid start the chatter, talking, it is afflicted with by and by a separate center identifying with its own body. That is what is called as the ego. Ego of its own doesn't have a crystallized form. It is created the moment memory brings in a past incident by way of remembrance in the form of thinking. Then this ego says or feels intimately with that past incident as this has happened to me. They have disrespected me. Like that. And the file gets re-imprinted, reaffirmed again and again in the mental cosmos, the mind of the cosmos. And this mind of the cosmos is no different from our local mind. We draw signals only from that for our thinking, feeling existence. We are nothing but feeling, thinking machines coming and going in time. This is what is called as egoistic center, and this is done by the formless, nameless ego. Of its own, ego doesn't have a form, but it assumes a form the moment something is remembered from the past. And this past eternally has been existing, because there is nothing new in this cosmos as well as in an individual's mind realm. In toto, both the cosmos and the individual are one and the same. They are not even co-arisals. He never leaves this cosmos. The ego never leaves this cosmos unless a realized soul in the form of a guru reveals all these inner workings of the psyche in a human being. Then only clarity dawns in him. And this clarity is not simply a speech. It's not through spoken words it is communicated. It is behind these words. It is underneath this speech. One sharply looks at the reality behind this speech or words, and immediately he grasps that reality. That reality is nothing but again and again the only consciousness, the only intelligence, the only easiness that exists in a human being's deep sleep state. That alone one has to take hold of 24/7. And that's why this technique of the art of deathless eternal living, really we are not born. So there cannot be a question of eventual death of that existenceless entity. When we are not born, what does it mean? It means whatever we are at this point in time has no authentic existence at all. It's like a mirage. The feelings are like mirage, and the thoughts which are based on this mirage called feelings are also mirage, the extension of that mirage. And the world also doesn't exist outside of this feelings, thoughts, mirage creation. They are one and the same. They come and go during this waking and dream states. This we are intercepting now with the help of the realized soul who says, just know this knack, this art. Where does that art blossoms? It blossoms within you. Always stay within you. Always be in constant touch with the silence and stillness of the deep sleep state. Allow that to prevail in you 24/7. Speechless, thoughtless, feelingless. How one has to do this? He should do this without a separate feeling in him. He should do this without a separate thought in him. He should do this without a separate bodily identified existence in him. Actually, a child of 1.5 years does this very easily. All the animals do this very easily. But they don't have this faculty of the matured intellect. And that has come only to a human being. The sixth sensed animal actually is. But the sixth, the emerging of this sixth sense itself gains purpose only when he sees this truth. What is the truth? He should constantly, throughout his waking state, remember the prevalence of silence and stillness tinged with bliss during his deep sleep state. That has to be put into his memory You should sow it. You should live with that. And whenever a feeling suddenly arises, you should immediately jump out of it, just like spotting a snake. Also, a thought, if it has arisen, you should jump out of it and get back to his essential nature, that is his silence and stillness filled state of deep sleep existence. This is that art. This is explanation 1 in that series. Please utilize 24/7 this opportunity and dwell in this.